Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It is me, it is CGB, and today's video is sponsored by Wizards of the Coast because I have a special treat for all of you. I get to preview some cards that are coming out in Historic Anthology 3 to Arena on May 21st. These, of course, will only be legal in Historic, but I'm going to play a standard deck after I introduce these cards that will... yeah, it would fit these cards pretty well. Let's just say that. If it has Calix, then I think it will shine with these sweet cards I'm about to show you. And as a quick just side note, I've uploaded over 1,000 videos to YouTube. I have done over 450 consecutive days of doing MTG Arena videos. And this is my very first preview card. So I want to say a big thank you to Wizards of the Coast, of course, for recognizing the power of the audience, but mostly I want to thank you, the audience, because you are the reason that I get to preview this card today, these cards, because you guys, your support of me, your willingness to watch my content every day, and your enthusiasm for what I do, that is, I believe, why I've been selected. So I owe you, the audience, a huge thank you. Shout out to the Cool Kids Club who doesn't skip the intro. So, without further ado, let's start with the green Honden of Life's Web. The Hondens are back, you guys. Now, the Honden cycle is originally from Kamigawa. I was playing back then. I remember these in Limited, very, very powerful, and in Constructed. There were a lot of decks I tried to build with Hondens, many of them featuring Gifts Ungiven and multiple Hondens. That's Gifts Ungiven, well, Maddie B will put it on the screen. A card that lets you search for cards of 4 different names and you get 2 of them. Like, I just pick Hondens. Like, why not 4 different Hondens? But let's start with introducing Honden of Life's Web. This is a legendary enchantment shrine. So it has a type as well as being an enchantment, and it's legendary. It's an uncommon. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 colorless spirit token for each shrine you control. You catch a drift here, each shrine you control, and it's legendary. It's sort of like they have a cycle of them, maybe say 1 in each color, and they want you to have multiples on the battlefield at once. Let's keep on going down the rabbit hole. Honden of Night's Reach. Honden of Night's Reach. At the beginning of your upkeep, target opponent discards a card for each shrine you control. Ooh. So you pair that up with the green one, and you get a 1/1, and the opponent discards 2 cards, and you get 2 1/1s. Because, yeah, for each shrine you control. Ah, yes. I see. What if we add another? What if we add the Honden of Seeing Winds? Whoosh. The Honden of Seeing Winds says at the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card for each shrine you control. Oh my goodness. You pair it with the others. They discard 3 cards. You get 3 dorks. You get to draw 3 cards. Now, needless to say, Honden of the Seeing Winds is my favorite because, well, Covert Go Blue. The name says it all. Moving right along, we have the Honden of the Cleansing Fire. This says at the beginning of your upkeep, you gain 2 life for each shrine you control. So if you're playing along, you get all 4 on the battlefield. You gain 8 life. You get 4 dorks. You draw 4 cards. The opponent discards 4 cards. Epic. But there's always one more. And we have to move to my nemesis color, mono red, to experience it. But we'll give it a pass for the day. The Honden of Infinite Rage. Only 2 and a red for this one, a legendary enchantment shrine. At the beginning of your upkeep, the Honden of Infinite Rage deals damage to any target, planeswalker, creature, player, yourself, whatever, equal to the number of shrines you control. So once you get this out with the other shrines, say in Magical Christmas Land, all 5 shrines, 5 damage, any target, 5 1/1s, 5 cards that you get to draw. 5 discards, 10 life. It makes me wonder. I love seeing this cycle coming back. It is sweet with all the enchantment stuff that we got from Theros, but are shrines themselves coming back? And does this possibly hint at a future return to Kamigawa? For what other plane would contain shrines? So that is the preview. The 5 Hondens are returning in Historic Anthology to make all your enchantment decks just a little more value juicy. And here in today's video, we are going to be playing a very value-based juicy enchantment deck that runs 4 colors, everything but black, and wins with Shark Typhoon and Kiora Best the Sea God, cranking out the Krakens. So, enchantment, Fires of Invention, of course, Omen of the Sun, Birth of Meletus, Omen of the Sea, Omen of the Forge, 4 copies of Cindervines. The non-enchantment cards are 4 Growth Spirals, 4 Teferis, 3 Calix, and 2 Narsets. So with that many enchantments in the deck, oh yeah, and of course we've got a freaking bucket of land. But with that many enchantments in the deck, Calix starts looking really, really good, and Yorion, blinking them for value, starts looking incredibly good. Cindervines is an addition of my own that I'm trying out here to create a sort of Cindervines prison against all the decks with all their enchantments and all their non-creature spells that maybe you can just get a ton of chip damage in, and between Omen of the Forge, Cindervines, and some blinks and some bounces, maybe the opponent just dies to that stuff. A few shark chip shots might help along the way. But it's basically a tap-out 4-color control deck with a little twist and Calix Destiny's Hand. So, I'm interested to see how it does against the Luca Agent Yorion deck that is everywhere. I'm also interested to see if it can survive well against aggro decks, which are still very popular in Best of 1. We have 4 Shatter the Sky, specifically for that matchup and that matchup alone. And there is a sideboard if you want to slant this more towards Best of 3 or move cards in and out based on what you expect to see in the meta. I included a sideboard with the deck list, so you can go jam some Best of 3 or make some substitutions. If you don't expect any creature decks at all, because everybody is a Luca Agent deck, then just put in the Mystical Disputes, take out the Shatter the Skies, ba-boom. All right, I have now introduced the Hondens for my Historic Anthology 3 preview, coming May 21st, sponsored by Wizards of the Coast. Thank you very much. I've introduced the deck, Calix Yorion, so now it's time for you, the cool kids club of CGB that watch this intro, to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Let's dive in, and let's let the nonsense begin. Yorion Mirror. Hallelujah. Well, we'll have to find green, but we have 2 omens to try to do it. So, I think we keep it. Why not? What could the opponent possibly do to us? Steal our land? Oh yeah, that's kind of what they do. Hey, you're not green. Our opponent has green. I bet they're not even using it. Playing like Mythos and crap. Awkward passage, but maybe they had nothing else to do anyway. So we're looking for what? Green mana, Cindervines. The fairy. Brilliant. Alright. There's a green source and a typhoon. I guess I'll take both. Both seem fun.
Let's slow this down. I've got it.
The fairy's got it, everybody. Thank goodness. Alright. Let's play this and play another Omen, I think. It's that, or we play our Omen of the Forge and pick on Teferi. I don't think Teferi wants to bounce my Omens, but we'll see. The other green land was right there. We almost double growth spiraled everybody. It almost happened. Guess now I don't need it, but I'll take the Omen of the Sun. Making a few creatures might help the cause. Tap land, plus Teferi. Say go. This is the part where the opponent, like, ramps into the Luca, right? So we've got to be careful with giving them good targets about anything. Alright, so tap land and then Omen of the Sun, I think? Seems fine. They thinking. They are thinking. Does it resolve? Oh my goodness. After 3 boring minutes, finally the rock says, know your role and shut your mouth and pass priority. Wow, all that for an Omen of the Sea. Fun. They must have mystical dispute or something, but who knows? Some people just live on the rope, you know? They live the rope life as hard as they can. What is life without the rope? They don't know. They don't care. Sure. Pick on my tokens. Cool. I can live with this.
There goes nothing.
All right. Elspeth conquers death, huh? Feels like something bad is going to happen if I play that. Maybe I'm better off with a Typhoon, and the opponent, in their thoughtful state, might try to play around it, but no, they have Teferi. They don't have to play around anything. Maybe I go for maybe I just have the Omen of the Forge Art so they can kill the Teferi when the opponent taps their mana. Oh, that resolved way too easy.
Time for plan B.
Way too easy there. Let's just say go. Maybe the opponent will go for the Yorion. It looks juicy. We'll go for a Typhoon while Elspeth conquers death away their Yorion. And then we'll play our Yorion. Well, maybe our Yorion's even better than their Yorion. I don't know. They play Elspeth conquers death. On my Omen? Wow. Okay. You did it. Cool.
Don't worry, I got this.
Shark, shark, shark. Ah. Alright, so do I attack down the Teferi? I think I have to play Elspeth Conquers Death to exile Elspeth Conquers Death in classic Elspeth Conquers Death exiling form. So I guess I attack Teferi.
I suppose that's how it was meant to happen.
What a party. What a fun game of nonsense. Then the question becomes, how many Elspeth Conquers Death did you draw? I drew 1. My answer is 1. Do you have 2? Because if you have 2, you're a much better gamer than me. Oh, they have the Mythos, which is kind of the same thing, right? Much better gamer than me. But that's why Mythos is... one of the reasons Mythos is pretty broke in that deck. So I could pitch the Forge. I don't think so, though. I'm not even sure what I want to scry into. This is exile a creature or enchantment. Ooh. You say. Which mystical dispute would you like to use? Target this. You get to go under the Omen of the Forge. They don't actually get it back because it's a copy. Alright, they're gonna shoot my Calix. Fine by me. Had a feeling he had to die. When you go to 1 loyalty, you don't expect much.
This will not be how my story ends. A punishment befitting of the crime.
Yeah, suffer my shark moves. My 6/6 shark moves. This is where the Cinder Vines are supposed to be. They're supposed to be out here making my opponent miserable and picking off their Elspeth Conquers Death and getting chip damage. They're not. They're not here right now. It's bothering me. So if my opponent is pure Croaky's copycat, which appears to be the case other than these Omens of the Forge, then I think they don't have Mystical Dispute. And I could try for Kiora Best the Sea God, but this passing makes me wonder. Maybe they have their own Shark Typhoon. Let's go find out. You got Shark Typhoon? No? Okay. If I play this Fires of Invention, do you react in any way? No. If I play this Kiora Best the Sea God, what do you do? Roar! 8/8 Kraken, check. Hexproof Kraken, I might add. The opponent's like, I make a 1/1. Yeah, okay. So, is it Luca time? If they did all that setup, it must be Luca time. Which means they get to steal Kiora Best the Sea God, which is completely uncool. We'll have to find a Cinder Vines for it. They take a lot of damage, though, if they do that, right? They'll need a creature on the battlefield. Just an Agent of Treachery, which I guess could chump block the 8/8. Mythos? Mythos for your own Kraken? Holy hype. That would be legendary. Let's see. I know from playing the Yorion Luca deck that it is very hard to play well, so you end up taking a ton of time with your turns. But that only adds, in my opinion, to the absolutely frustrating annoyance factor of the card. Oh, you're going for Fires. Interesting. So this is going to play your Yorion, blink it, and yeah, we're going to be totally wrecked. Because then they're going to steal Kiora Best the Sea God. Oh. Huh. Interesting. That is their second spell of the turn, so they're still not deploying Yorion. Bounce my Shark. If they had deployed Yorion, they could have killed it with the 2 Omens. Like I said, it can be hard to play the deck well. Tap all non-land permanents. They do not untap. I mean, okay. Do we want to get rid of the Forge? Right now the Forge can pick off the Teferi, so... Alright. So let's keep everything. Land off the top is far from ideal. I think we need it a lot better than that. We can't stop their Yorion from coming down. But we can play ours. We don't have another spell to cast, but we don't have Fires either, so I guess, yay. Do we blink the Sea God? I think we blink the Sea God. Baby Shark. Hype. Well, we can Omen of the Forge that thing. The opponent also doesn't have a token, but they can make one. Let's make another 8/8. The opponent probably plans to steal our Kiora Best the Sea God anyway. Alright, 2 damage. Take that thing down a notch. Another Omen is not what I need. I can't play it at instant speed because Teferi is still in existence. Narset, it's a card. Calix, it's a card too. So we'll grab those. A pair of 8/8s is close to lethal. So, curious to see how the opponent decides to manage this.
Might be a bad idea.
They have Fires of Invention. They have a castle that can make a blocker at instant speed. If we get rid of the Teferi, and Omen might be able to pick it off, but doesn't look good. I could exile my own Fires with Calix, then sacrifice an Omen that I put it under. Oh man, they have another agent. This game's over, I think. I could get the Kiora Best the Sea God back, though. What a messy... This is just so messy. The opponent can't blink the Fires with Yorion because it's my Fires. That's why they didn't do that last turn. That makes a lot more sense now. Okay. So Yorion has this weird text. It says, exile any number of non-land permanents you own and control. So this is going to be their last spell of the turn, thank goodness. And then we're going to tap their stuff down, but they're going to take my Yorion. So they're going to be able to make one blocker here. What do we need to draw? How do we move one blocker out of the dang way or deal an extra 6 damage? I don't see it. Don't see it. I can do the Calix thing to exile my Yorion and then return it to the battlefield, giving me a little value. There's a lot of messy stuff we can do. Do we sacrifice here? Are they letting me keep my Yorion? No, they're shooting the Yorion? Okay, that's not enough to kill it. What am I missing? That's got to be an oops. 8, 4, 12. If I can figure out... Exile target creature or enchantment you don't control until an enchantment you control leaves the battlefield. How do we do it? Oh, we don't control this anymore. What's the matter with me? I'm so bad at Magic today. Ah, these games are complicated. I shouldn't beat myself up. It's not worth it.
Will not let the threads of fate unravel any further.
All right, let's put that here.
Return to your place, interloper.
All right, that's all they're going to block. They're going to take this. Epic. All right, end that turn. So what we can do is sacrifice the Omen to get an instant speed Kiorabes the Sea God. Make another 8/8, then untap, tap all their stuff down, and try to kill them. They can try to steal a bunch of my things, but if they don't wrath this board, the 8/8s might just get there. There's probably a million ways they can mess this up, but I think taking a line that they may not be expecting is my best shot. My best shot. They have no timeouts, so they're on the clock this turn. It's going to be another one of those long, complicated turns, and they have to do everything right. They also didn't make a token. Maybe I missed something there. Okay. I mean, they skipped to combat just to get more thinking time, and here's the rope. Alright, the Calix definitely dies, but let's kill the agent. We could have made an 8/8 at instant speed to defend it, but then it gets wrathed, which I think the opponent is probably going to shatter the sky. Bounce my Yorion. Uh-huh.
Trust me, I have a plan.
They always have a plan. Shatter, sure. Nothing I can do about that. I get to draw a card. Come on, Cinder Vines. I can't believe we haven't drawn any in the matchup I specifically added it to the deck for, but I guess that's Magic, right? That is how it goes. So is that your first spell of this endless turn? I think it is. Okay, your last spell of this endless turn. What's the target? Rope, 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 rope. Uh-huh. Exile 3 cards. You still got 52. I think you're okay. We've got to activate this before the mana pool clears. So we get a Scry 2, we get a Kraken. We get lands to put on the bottom of our deck. We get to tap down the agent. So it's all about this castle making a 1/1. Opponent gets 3 cards because they control so much of my stuff. We top deck the worst card we could draw. Feels good. All right. And our Cinder Vines is uncastable.
My prowess is unmatched by my peers. I have just the trick for this.
Guess it's you. Guys? Guys? What just happened? They forgot about their own castle. They forgot their castle. Shoot your shot, gamers. All right, my new strategy against the Yorion deck for Evermore is going to be to make their brain explode from their own decisions and then let them miss something obvious. It's a good strategy. So because this makes red and green, we can't play Cinder Vines yet, but we're up against Obosh, so I like keeping the hand just because we have a Shatter the Sky. So here comes mono red Obosh. Obosh, my gosh. Cinder Vines against them, it says destroy target Heraldic Banner or target Annex. So, could be worse. Ooh, weird. Must be a Bone Crusher Giant. In which case, let's play Teferi. Do we show them double white here? We might want to fetch a red or a green next turn. Let's show them double white. Now their turn is wasted if they don't cast this Bone Crusher Giant on my face right now, but then we get to bounce away their Scorch Spitter. Or we get to plus it, but I'd rather have the card and set them back on the spitting.
I've done the hero thing before.
2 shatters. Oh gosh. There's the banner. Vines can kill it. Dodger can take out Teferi.
It's only a matter of time.
Alright, let's get a green. We don't have any omens set up for our Yorion, which is ugh, but that's the way it is. Dash. Take 2. Now let's see the opponent play more toys for Shatter. They're face up on Bone Crusher Giant and a Scorch Spitter, so might as well deploy them. Get a tap land down. Cure Best the Sea God. 2 lands away. Is it Obosh time? Wow. Okay. Shark Typhoon. I mean, you hate to shatter just an Obosh, but it can hit you so hard. Not to mention it makes all the burn spells so much better. But it's really tempting to use Narset to try to hit a Teferi. Something like that would be a bit of a blowout here. And the Shatter just isn't great. But if I do Shatter them, I get to untap with Shark Typhoon ready to dial it up to 11. It does kind of feel like I just need to get rid of this. I can't afford to take that much damage. So now it's time for them to redeploy their little army of nerds. Alright. Yep. Hey, at least they don't have an Embercleave, right? Because of Obosh, they can't run it. Dude. Let's go. Let's go, Fervent Champion. Alright. My turn. It's tap land. Alright. 4/4 Shark Typhoon incoming. I think. And then Kiora Best the Sea God, and then Yorion Kiora. Yeah. That's the stuff. Always another giant. Alright, let's play a thick shark here. The opponent didn't try to buff their Annex first. What do you suppose is up with that? Are they an Infuriate gamer? If they are, I think I still want to block the Annex regardless. Just to absorb all that damage. The Vines. The Vines can kill the Annex, actually, but I still don't want to take this much damage. Just don't want to. Infuriate gamer, unlocked. Oh, do you use the castle or do you play the giant? You play the giant, right? Well, it's okay. We're about to take 8. But yeah, here's the giant. Okay, go tall. Do this thing. Opponent draws land. They can double activate these castles. We're going to be at a low life total. Let's get rid of you. That makes 2 creatures, but we have Cinder Vines for it. So I guess we'll make 1. No, this makes 2 creatures as well. I guess if they both make 2, let's kill this one. Well, if we kill this next time, it doesn't make 2. If we blow this up, it does make 2 at some point. It might only make 1. Yeah, it's only going to make 1. All right. It's only going to make 1 when we blow it up with the vines. This stings. This is really bad. Down to 2. Can we survive? Probably not. Don't draw anything good. Those are on lock. They're not going to untap. We attack for 8. Then the Yorion, and we attack for lethal. They do get to untap. They might have... Doesn't really matter. We could try to gain life. If we attack here, and then this does 2, that's 8, and then they're dead anyway. Yeah, I think if we look for life gain, it's better than playing the Yorion. The big problem there is if they draw a haste creature. Which they're not going to have a 2/2 haste. They can only do 1 damage haste. Alright, so the better line is to try to gain life. No, yeah, because these don't untap, and this is 2 damage. Okay.
I know 88 ways to keep an open mind.
It doesn't gain life. Calix can't. Alright, then I guess now I play the Yorion. We tried. It's up to the top of the deck now. All up to the top of the deck. And if we had drawn an untapped land for our 7th land, this game would have been easy.
Are bound by threads of time.
Ugh. Whew. Ooh. All right, finish it. Yeah, good game. You scared me, dude. Scared me. You flooded pretty hard. Our red mage, let's give credit where it's due, is a good sport. They flooded hard. Yeah, we've got a lot of cool stuff to play, and we're up against fires, so they're going to take their time. We'll need Elspeth Conquers Death and Yorion to carry the day. But that's what they're made for. We also need to hit our land drops, but between Omen and the draw-off Spiral, we should be able to. Our opponent played land drop 1 and then went to the bathroom. Cool. Would it kill us to get a BRB emote? I feel like that would be really handy, but what do I know? Cinder Vines. On time, too. Our opponent might have a Mystical Dispute here, so we'll wait on this Spiral till their turn. Yes, you can play Mystical Dispute in Fires, and plenty of people have adopted it, since the deck has very little counterplay otherwise. And now the other Fires of Invention decks like Luca, Luca Agent just kind of does the more evil thing on turn 5 than even the traditional Fires of Invention deck. All right, first spiral. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are we going to miss a land drop? We can't afford to. So, Omen of the Sea, this might be on you. Opponent wants the draw from Teferi right now. Birth says we won't miss that land drop. Thank you. Thank you, Birth of Meletis, for this lovely moment. And yeah, we'll just smash this Omen of the Sea, get another land in our hand, and be set up for Elspeth Conquers Death. We have our own fires. But we do need a land. I guess if we miss on the land next turn, it's not the end of the world. Alright, I have to try taking the fires. Hopefully we get there. Fires into a Cindervines is not great because, well,
That's more like it.
we won't have the mana to sacrifice it. To blow up their Fires of Invention. Oh, our opponent's going to miss land. Oh, we are too. Equivalent exchange. Cinder Vines, baby. Yeah, I better read that one. Let's mark the upkeep. If we do get to keep our fires, I might sacrifice this Omen. Make sure we hit a land. Might as well use the wall while we can. I don't have another great use for it other than throwing it under the bus. Under the foot of this Bone Crusher Giant. Alright, the opponent goes in for a second giant. Let's scry. See if we can hit this land drop nice and clean. And then double Elspeth Conquers Death should be devastating. I think this Teferi is out of that range now. Yeah, it's a 3, so an Omen of the Forge doesn't help much. Not that I'd want to play one here anyway. Elspeth Conquers Death. Exile a Giant. Elspeth Conquers Death. Exile a Teferi. We don't want to give them the card draw when they're digging for land as it is. Pass the turn. We've got nothing in the graveyard, but we have Yorion to blink these and put off their third chapters. Here comes the vicious Bone Crusher Giant. You gotta wonder how unlucky they are to not see a fourth land. These decks typically run an insane amount of land, but who knows? Maybe this player stuck with the, I don't need 28, 29 land, I only need 24. In which case, yeah, that is what happens. You miss land drops with this deck, you're in a tough spot. Very tough spot. Teferi. Okay, take a Cindervine point of damage. Aha. Finally, working as intended.
My responsibility.
Bounce the fires makes sense. But they're in big trouble with double Elspeth Conquers Death going off. They're not going to be able to do much next turn. Pew pew. And Yorion can blink both after it fires. That's really disgusting. No reason to blink this. I don't have another play to make. Exile you. Exile you. And that's game. And we are back after some epic battles. You didn't quite see the Cindervine's Prison come into full play, but it had its moments. It showed up now and then, and there aren't many matchups where it's a bad card. Taking out that Heraldic Banner against red was pretty clutch. Also, you saw Calix doing all kinds of crazy work, including, I think this video more than any other showcased Kiora Best's the Sea God, with 8/8 Krakens all over the place to join the Shark Army. So, yeah, I think this was pretty fun. I enjoyed myself. I hope you did too. If you don't expect, especially if you play in best of 3, you don't expect as much aggro, trimming back on Shatter the Sky can be a totally reasonable move. You can run more Omens, you can run more Narsets, you can use this sideboard I have over here to move some stuff around if you want to take this into best of 3, where Deafening Clarion is a much better card, and where Mystical Dispute is there to help you fight that evil, evil Agent of Treachery. By the way, Tail's End against Yorion, pretty good tech. I'm not saying counter the Yorion. I'm saying counter the trigger at their end step that returns all their toys to the battlefield. If you do that, they stay exiled. All right, just a reminder on that one. All right, this was a really fun video. Please remember to like and subscribe and come out and check out the Twitch show that I do Monday through Thursday from 4 to 6 Eastern, where I try to answer your questions at the end of almost every show. Yeah, so thank you so much. And another big thank you to Wizards of the Coast for letting me preview the Hondens. And in this direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Thank you for sponsoring the video, Wizards. Thank you for my preview cards. Thank you, Maddie B, for being the editing Mega G. And I will see you tomorrow in the next video. Goodbye.